let's just jump right into it. I don't need no introduction. Was this Flash movie the best movie ever? Like those paid top YouTubers said when they first synced it at CinemaCon or Comic-Con or whatever con that was. Survey says no, this movie was bad. It was choppy, it was sloppy, there was some scenes that just didn't make sense. This seemed like a cash grab. Honestly, it seemed like a cash grab. There was no effort put into the script. It looks like they used several different scripts because the scene placements was just all over the damn place. So let's just jump right into it. Let's start with Supergirl. Was she okay? Yeah, she was okay. But honestly, overall, she sucked. You know, there was no attachment to her. I'm not familiar with this actor, but honestly, she looked like a junkie. You know, if she was playing like some, some drug addict or something like that, she has that face for that. But, you know, she looks like a junkie. That's just my opinion. She's miscast. It was just miscast, you know. Her scenes didn't make sense. There was one scene where she goes see Zod for the first time. Now, dig this, she knows Zod is bad. She know who Zod is. She goes and sees Zod, and they're like 20 feet away, and she's in the sky. But she's like 20 feet away from Zod, and she just looks at him. She looks at him, and Zod kills like 3 U.S. Army people or whatever. And she's like 20 feet away, so Zod doesn't see her. There's nobody picking her alien technology up or nothing. Like, it was really weird. She just stares at him, and they're like 20 feet away, and she just looks at Zod, kill 3 people, and she just flies off. But the caveat is nobody picks her up when she's 20 feet away. Nobody seen her while she's 20 feet away. The movie was just a fucking mess, and it seemed like that scene was in somewhere else. It seemed like that desert scene was a longer cut or whatever, but they just chopped it up, and somebody in the editing department didn't figure out where they figured out that they misplaced the scene. The scene didn't belong there. I can just tell just because the way it went down, you know. It was just bad. I just didn't have any emotional attachment to this character. She came in at the last minute and she got killed. I didn't really give a damn. So overall, she sucked. Next, General Zod. General Zod was cool, but it just looks like he was just there for the check. You know, he looked very old in the face, even though I know it's 10 years old, but you can kind of tell that, you know, he was just there for the check. And this was recently shot. It just didn't make any sense. And still, that scene when he kills those 3 army people, I mean, Superwoman's right there above him, and he doesn't see her, or nobody in the ship picks it up. The movie's a fucking mess. The desert scene looked all CGI. It didn't look real like Zack Snyder. It was just bad, man. It was just a disrespect to the Snyderverse, if you ask me. But it was cool to see him, but he didn't say anything. Like, General Zod didn't say anything. It was just simple words. He was like, the infant died. I need your blood. It was just simple. He had a simple script. But he didn't really say anything. He didn't even say 5 sentences worth of words. The dude just was there for the check, and I understand. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, but it was just bad, man. Just really bad. And Fiora, she was there too, but she didn't pick up on nothing. She was there. She didn't say anything. Like Zod, they barely say anything in the scenes that they're in. It was just garbage, man. Fucking garbage. Ezra Miller, as a Flash, I thought he sucked. You can honestly tell the difference between Andy Muschietti and Zack Snyder, the way they portrayed Ezra Miller as the Flash. he sucked in this movie. The only good part is him. Now with him interacting with himself, I thought he did a good job there. That was the most entertaining part of the movie to me. It reminded me of Bill and Ted. So if he was to do a remake of that, he'll make a good Keanu Reeves. But he did a good job with him interacting with himself. I thought he did real good acting there, but overall his Flash sucked. What doesn't add up to me is if this is after Zack Snyder's Justice League, how in this movie he just finds out that he can change back time. I thought he already knew that in Zack Snyder's Justice League. So this shit doesn't add up. Like the CGI was awful. Him putting the babies in the microwave that whole scene was really cringy. It was just something. It gave me like pedophile vibes in that scene. Real cringy. The CGI, of course, sucked. It was bad, man. And then he threw the baby in the microwave. There was actually people walking out of the theater. This is the first time that I actually seen people just get up and walk out. Like a number of people. It wasn't just one or two. It was like 20 people. They just walked out. Like as time went on, because the movie just got boring. I dozed off a couple times. My girl, she dozed off a couple times. It was bad. It was really bad. The movie sucked, 55 million domestic. Did worse than Black Adam. That's bad. I don't think Morbius did that bad, honestly, but it's bad. Like I said, this Andy Muschietti guy is garbage. His Batman Brave and the Bold is gonna be garbage, and James Gunn DC universe is gonna be garbage. So you guys need to restore the Snyderverse. Make your voices heard, make your pockets heard. We will get to Snyderverse if we stop supporting these whack ass movies. Ben Affleck. Honestly, man, I'm not really too much of a fan of Batman. It was good seeing him and stuff as Bruce Wayne, but when it came down to Batman, he had some cool scenes on the bike. But I'm not too much of a fan of Batman in the daytime, though. That's just even with Christopher Nolan. But that's something that I came to accept, But it was cool to see him. The CGI on him was bad, especially when he gets off the bike and he does that twirly thing that's in the trailer. That the CGI on that shit looks awful. It looks like the graphics was. It looks like that part of the CGI wasn't rendering right or something. It just looked really bad. There's also a scene at the end where he's talking to Wonder Woman, and it looks like Ben Affleck just woke up out the bed and just decided to act. It was real cringy. His mask looked funny in that scene where he's talking to Wonder Woman, and they had his facial hair. It just looked like he just got off the bed and just came to work. It looks like he did it in his bed. I don't know. It was really bad, but it's sad that we won't never get that Batman on the big screen. But if you guys make your voices heard, we eventually will. WB will have no other choice but to restore the Snyderverse. So we are the majority, and let's keep the pressure on them. No Snyderverse, no money. But I mean, honestly, the movie sucked overall. He was too good to be in. It seemed like him and Wonder Woman, they were just too good to be in this movie, honestly. Under Zack's direction, under Muschietti, he made him look terrible, horrible. Michael Keaton, I thought he was pretty cool. It was good seeing him because that was the first Batman that I've seen. I don't like the fact that he died. I thought that was a bad move. I didn't like that at all. The only scene that I liked with him, honestly, was the rescue scene with when they were trying to get Supergirl out the prison. But my favorite scene of him is when he opens up the chamber and he sees all his suits, and then the music comes in. That scene, that whole 40-second scene right there, made me think of Tim Burton. That was a Tim Burton moment with the Danny Elfman with the music coming in. I like that scene. I got Tim Burton vibes. But other than that, I thought he was cool. I just don't like the fact that he, but it was good seeing him. Overall, like I said, General Zod, all these people, man, the movie was just garbage. Total garbage. And it was a waste of time on a waste of life. People was actually walking out of the theater, and it's a reason why. So I would say keep the pressure on James Gunn, because he can change this overnight with the stroke of a pen. With one simple phone call, he can restore the Snyderverse. Zack Snyder already has the script ready. He has his people ready. All we need is that phone call from James Gunn. And that's all it's going to take. So I'm not feeling Superman Legacy. I'm not feeling Creature Commandos. Blue Beetle. All that stuff is pretty much dead in the water at this point. But what did you guys think? Like, share, comment, and share your thoughts below. I got more content coming up. Got more controversial mermaid videos coming up, and I'm definitely going to do a video about that missing submarine, because that's really interesting. I'm interested in stuff like that. So be on the lookout for that, and I will see you on the next video. Don't forget to share your thoughts and subscribe.